Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the 2023 Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame. We're going to begin our program promptly in just a couple of moments, so we invite you to get to your tables, find your seat, start to enjoy your salad, and we will kick off the event promptly in just a few moments. We want to make sure that we stay on time tonight, so that means that we need your help in getting seated and ready to start the program. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. If you'll please take your seats, we'll get started. Good evening, good evening. Welcome, everybody. If you will please take your seats. Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 7th Annual Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame Induction Ceremony. I am Daryl Hartwick, President and CEO of the North Little Rock Chamber. Thank you all. We are pleased to have you here to celebrate tonight's event. We hope that you were able to enjoy the reception beforehand. We appreciate all of you being here this evening to celebrate, honor, and witness the induction of these amazing women into the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame. We also want to acknowledge those of you watching from home at Arkansas PBS live stream. Thank you, Arkansas PBS, for partnering with us. We also want to acknowledge tonight the tremendous group of women as our Women's Hall of Fame Board of Directors that lead this effort across the state of Arkansas. Their names are on the screen, and if you would stand for a moment, we would like to recognize you all. We also want to recognize and thank the selection committee. This special group has dedicated their time and knowledge in the past few years to induct these honorees. If the selection committee would stand at this time and be recognized. Thank you again. At this time, I would like to introduce the chair of the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame Board of Directors, Suzanne Clark.
Good evening. On behalf of the entire Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame Board, it is my privilege to welcome you and thank you for joining our celebration of accomplishment and contributions of this year's inductees. In the course of our everyday lives, each of us will imagine from time to time what our own legacy will be. As we move through this evening, our aim is to share the stories of women in Arkansas who didn't just imagine, but took action. Many of us here in this room tonight are here because we're standing on their shoulders. In our 7th induction year, we are inspired by a class of women that have shaped the landscape of our state and even our country. The aim of our organization is to preserve, celebrate, and inspire. We hope that you enjoy our program this evening and leave here inspired not only to tell the stories of the women we are celebrating, but are inspired to make a difference as they have done. Since its inception, the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame has inducted 58 deserving women and organizations. We want to take a moment to acknowledge some of our past inductees, some of whom are here with us tonight, and one who has passed away just prior to our last induction ceremony, Carolyn Pollen. We are honored that she was able to share her story with us, along with having the opportunity to preserve her amazing story. Many other past honorees are here with us tonight. Would you please stand so we can all recognize you? Let's give these amazing women a big round of applause for their contribution and impact. We have no doubt you will think of several women who should be nominated for next year's class as the evening progresses, and the only way these women can be considered is by your official nomination. You can fill out nominations at arwomen'shalloffame.com. Past donations from these ceremonies have helped us achieve our vision of a permanent exhibit, now located in this building, proudly across from the Arkansas Black Hall of Fame downstairs in the Marriott's Rotunda area. With each inductee, we create a professionally produced Hall of Fame video where, when possible, they tell their story in their own words, preserved as inspiration for future generations. We hope you will visit this exhibit soon and continue to support history being made and preserved in our state. Please enjoy this fabulous evening, and now I will hand it over to our MC for the evening, Jessie Bennett.
Thank you, Suzanne. I am honored to be a part of this celebration. Many of you have asked how you can help or get involved. The Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame is a nonprofit organization with the sole revenue coming from the hosting of this event each year. We invite you to join us in continuing this important work of honoring these amazing women by making a tax-free donation. In your program on page 3, you'll find a QR code. All you need to do is open your camera app on your phones, hover over it, and the QR code will appear, and tap on the link, which will bring you to the donation page. Any size donation is greatly appreciated. We would not be here tonight without the help and generous support from our wonderful sponsors. I'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, Centennial Bank, who has supported us since the inception of the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame. We appreciate your continued support throughout the years. Let's give them a round of applause. We would like to thank our gold sponsors, Winrock Automotive and the Rockefeller family, and the Willard and Pat Walker Charitable Foundation. We appreciate your generosity and support as well. We also want to say thank you to our silver sponsor, McClarty Auto Group, and our bronze sponsor, Arvest, the University of Arkansas Pulaski Technical College, and Harriet and Warren Stevens of Stevens Incorporated. And finally, a big thank you to all of our partner sponsors, the North Little Rock Chamber of Commerce, Arkansas Business, Cityscapes Magazine, CWP, Arkansas PBS, Content Titan, Hodgepodge Floral, Dillard's Park Plaza, Moon Distributors, and DYV Events. Each year, we present a group of talented young women, sponsored by McClarty Automotive Group and outfitted by Dillard's Park Plaza, that have been selected as our Girls of Distinction. This year is no different. These young women were nominated to represent each of their schools because of the difference they make within their academia. Each of them will be escorting our inductees this evening during the program. As the 2023 Girls of Distinction stand and be recognized, please help me to welcome them. So we will be learning a bit more about them later in the program, but now on to general housekeeping. Please kindly silence your cell phones. However, feel free to Facebook, Instagram, or tweet about this great event using the hashtag AWHOF. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Amber Wilson Bagley, who is representing Centennial Bank, our presenting sponsor.
Thank you. On behalf of Centennial Bank and its board of directors where I serve, we are so very proud to participate as the presenting sponsor once again at this year's prestigious event, highlighting the incomparable efforts of women who have influenced the direction of our great state. Tonight, we honor a legal trailblazer, a women's rights champion, a musician and public servant, a banking and community leader, an arts and education advocate, a scientist, and an activist. Tonight, we celebrate the work, the excellence, and the effort that it takes to shatter glass ceilings, recognizing the pathways that were made for all of us who would follow. Centennial Bank recognizes the investment that you have made in our state. We strive to join your investments through banking excellence as one of the strongest banks in America, focusing our efforts to advance women and minorities, and by supporting the communities that we serve through this noteworthy event and so many other efforts. At Centennial Bank, we are committed to seeing more glass ceilings shattered, and we congratulate tonight's award recipients and the elite group of past honorees, all who have paved the way for a better tomorrow in the state of Arkansas. Thank you, and welcome.
Thank you so much, Amber, and to Centennial Bank for your continued support. Now I want to introduce Rennie Rule to say a blessing before dinner is served.
Good evening. My blessing will not be about your food. My blessing is because when I look out at this, I think, Arkansas, you run deep in me. And I think we all think the same thing. Now, I'm not going to ask us to call the hogs, but I would like for you to think for a minute with me about how much Arkansas has impacted our country. Many of our honorees you will hear about tonight have not just broken the glass ceiling, but they've smashed it. It will never close again. Together, let's give thanks for these incredible women who now move on to a national level, but they've never forgotten Arkansas. For many, their journey has been difficult, and yet each of them have found their way back home. They're here to help other women on their journey. I've heard it said, they are calm, they are gentle, they are firm, and they give them two messages. Keep the faith and don't give up. Many of these ladies will give credit to their friends, their partners, their husbands, their co-workers, and strangers who walked along this journey with them, saying, keep the faith, never give up, and we are here for you. Humbly, we ask for wisdom now to continue guiding the great state of Arkansas on a path which remains the land of opportunity for all. We need to keep the faith and never give up. Make this the land of opportunity for all. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed your dinner. Please continue to eat. The program will begin in just a couple of moments, so make sure to get your cocktails. Enjoy your time with your friends at your table, meet somebody you don't know, and we will begin in just a couple of moments.
Right, everyone. If you can please find your seats, we are ready to begin our program. Okay, if everyone can find their seat. We want you all to continue to enjoy your dinner, but we're going to go ahead and start the second half of our program. At this time, we'd like to share a video from the Governor of Arkansas, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Hi, and welcome to this year's Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame induction ceremony. As our state's first woman governor, it's an honor to address a group highlighting the amazing women who have made and continue to make Arkansas history. This year's inductees include artists, philanthropists, and community leaders. They are all outstanding public servants, and they have all made our state better. Thank you to these women for their hard work on behalf of Arkansas and our people. And thank you to the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame for organizing this outstanding event 7 years running. Have a great night.
I'd like to now welcome back to the stage Suzanne Clark to assist with the award presentations. The award that Suzanne will be handing out to our honorees tonight is handcrafted and made by Rond Minot from Callahan Mountain Studios in Northwest Arkansas. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. The presentation of awards for this evening is divided into 3 categories: 2 historical inductees, 1 group, and 5 contemporary inductees. Tonight, we will begin with the historical category and award presentation. Our first inductee is Dorothy McFadden Hoover. Dorothy was an accomplished aeronautical research scientist from Hope, Arkansas. One of her greatest achievements was her contribution to the development of the thin swept-back tapered wing, which became the aviation industry standard and transformed air travel in the 20th century.
Dorothy McFadden Hoover was born in Hope, Arkansas in 1918, a small segregated town in the Jim Crow South. Dorothy was not allowed to attend school with white children or check out books from the county library. However, Dorothy was passionate about her education, and at 15 years old, she graduated high school, went on to get her bachelor's degree in mathematics at Arkansas A&M, and eventually her master's in mathematics at Atlanta University. After graduating in 1943, Dorothy relocated to Washington, D.C., where she was one of the first of 6 African American women hired by the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, later known as NASA, as a P1 mathematician and section supervisor at Langley Labs. These women eventually became known as the Hidden Figures. While working at Langley, she became the first Black female human computer, and then the personal mathematician for distinguished aerodynamicist R.T. Jones. She left NASA in 1946 to begin working as a primary mathematician with another researcher, and the two of them co-authored significant research publications, contributing to the development of thin, swept-back tapered wings, aka jet wings, which would become the aviation industry standard, transforming air travel in the 20th century. In 1952, she moved back to Arkansas to pursue her second master's degree from the University of Arkansas, where she was the first woman of any race to earn a master's of physics. Shortly thereafter, she returned to Washington, D.C. to resume her work with NASA. She continued her research with Goddard's theoretical division for many years, and in 1968, Dorothy began her work at the Defense Communications Agency and received her 20-year Federal Service Award the same year. In her personal life, Dorothy was an active member of the Campbell AME Church in Southeast Washington, D.C., where she developed a course encouraging new members to learn more about the African Methodist Episcopal ideology. This led to her decision to write a book, A Layman Looks with Love at Her Church, which was published in 1970. Dorothy McFadden Hoover continued to live and work in Washington, D.C. until her death on February 7, 2000. Although Dorothy ultimately left Arkansas, her incredible contributions to the advancement of the aviation industry and her tenacity in her pursuit of advanced degrees in mathematics and physics blazed the trail for all women, especially women of color. Her life story was essentially unknown until she made a brief appearance in the highly acclaimed book, Hidden Figures, The American Dream and Untold Story of Black Women Mathematicians Who Helped Win the Space Race by Margot Lee Shetterly. In 2022, the University of Arkansas Hope Texarkana established the Dorothy McFadden Hoover Hidden Figure Memorial Endowed Scholarship, and in 2023, we proudly welcome her into the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame.
Accepting the award on her behalf are her niece, Ozary Twilley, and grandnephew, William Derrick Pickett.
To Miss Susan Clark, who is the chair for the Arkansas Women Hall of Fame. I'd like to say a few things about Aunt Dorothy. I first just would like to say good evening to the distinguished illustrious women of the Arkansas Hall of Fame. You have made a very positive impression on many people through your annual presentation of women in the areas of contemporary, historical, and organization. The family of Dorothy Esterine is highly elated and humble for your consideration of Aunt Dorothy as the historical groundbreaking physics, the first woman of any race to graduate from the University of Arkansas Fayetteville with a master's degree in physics, the second woman in the United States to earn a master's degree in mathematics and in physics, one of the first Black women hired on the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, only at the age of 19. One of the first Black women hired as a human computer at Langley Research Center, Hampton, Virginia. A human computer is a person who performs mathematical calculations manually. The first black woman to be promoted to G513, a prominent position with the United States with the federal government employment. Dorothy S. Hoover is a writer, an accomplished analytical research scientist, mathematician, writer of articles for the National Aeronautics Space Administration, author of a book on the history of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. She loved her church. To the nomination and selection committee of the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame, I thank you. We are so proud that you recognize my Aunt Dorothy as worthy of this prestigious honor and chose her to be included with such an illustrious group of women. We treasure the week that she spent with us in our home in Arkansas. We were truly thrilled to learn how her meticulous work contributed to the dynamics of airplanes that we see flying every day. Again, we thank you for recognizing my mother's sister, Dorothy Estherine McFadden Hoover, as an Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame 2023 inductee. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Derek Pickett. I am a proud grandnephew of Dorothy McFadden Hoover. I'm honored to be here today among these wonderfully extraordinary inductees and to speak on behalf of my Aunt Dorothy, an accomplished daughter of the great state of Arkansas. During her work years, Aunt Dorothy was known as a scientist, a mathematician, a teacher, a writer, one of NASA's human computers, and as such, a hidden figure who in life let her work speak for itself. In her retirement far from home, Aunt Dorothy led a quiet, dignified life as a church-going, good neighbor with a small circle of friends who described her as a dainty, proper Southern woman. She did not talk about her work, its efficacy, or its importance. 23 years ago, shortly after her passing, that close circle of friends and her family came to know just who she was. There in her suburban Washington, D.C. home were her personal documents that chronicled a well-lived life of achievement and service. The world would come to know Dorothy McFadden Hoover, one of NASA's human computers and a hidden figure. However, the manifestation of her work is not only in every military and commercial jet that soars through the sky, but also in every student she taught and every scholarly article she wrote. As we honor my Aunt Dorothy, I would like to give credit to Henry Clay Yeager High School and the surrounding community there in Hope, Arkansas, that nurtured her, set her on her feet, and sent her out into the world. I would also like to give credit to Arkansas A&M&N, also known as University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, a historically black college that helped Aunt Dorothy formulate her lifelong course of study. With sheer grit, determination, and preparation, a lot more than hope came out of Hope, Arkansas. On behalf of the family of Dorothy McFadden Hoover, we thank the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame and all who had a collaborated hand in the preparation of this honored historical achievement for this tremendous honor. God bless you all. Thank you.
The next historical inductee this evening is Adolphine Fletcher Terry. She was a civic-minded woman from a prominent Little Rock family who used her position to improve schools and libraries, start a juvenile court system, provide affordable housing, promote the education of women's and women's rights, and challenge the racism of the Old South.
My grandmother was Adolphine Fletcher Terry. She was born in 1882 in Little Rock. Her parents were John G. and Adolphine Krause Fletcher. At the age of 16, they sent Adolphine up to Vassar College in Poughkeepsie, New York, and it really sort of broadened her perspective. It really had an impact on her. Despite the fact that she was a woman of privilege, she was not interested in decorating and jewelry and clothing. She was really yearning to do more than that, and so that's when she started getting involved in projects and causes. Adolphine was interested in the suffrage movement, and she did participate in marches. She felt it was so important for everyone to be able to vote. She organized a group called the College Club, and that ultimately became the Little Rock chapter of the American Association of University Women. She was involved in the juvenile justice court system, serving on that board for many years, creating the sort of the forerunner to the PTA, the Parent Teachers Association. She helped establish the state library system, and in the 20s she was appointed to the Little Rock Library Board, and she ended up serving on that board for 40 years. Moving into the 1950s, we had the crisis at the Little Rock Central High with the Little Rock Nine. Adolphine she was so upset about that, and she said, we have got to do something. Adolphine was instrumental in starting the Women's Emergency Committee, and they worked behind the scenes, getting a referendum with the school board, and the schools opened back up. There were ultimately 1,300 women that were members of the Women's Emergency Committee. In 1961, Adolphine was chosen as one of the 100 most distinguished graduates. Vassar College in 1990, the library system dedicated the Terry Library in her honor. In 2020, she was selected by USA Today, the newspaper, as one of the 100 most notable women. She wanted Little Rock to be the best it could be, not only culturally and artistically, but from a social standpoint. And a lot of the things she worked on were the foundation for the organizations that are working on those things today. Adolphine would be so pleased to know that she was being inducted into the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame for her past accomplishments. It's such a nice way for young women to be inspired.
Accepting this award on her behalf is her granddaughter, Susan Bournay.
Thank you for such a warm welcome. Thank you, Journey, for escorting me up here. Adolphine would be so pleased to be inducted into the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame with Dorothy and the rest of the class. Our family is so pleased she was chosen this year. Thank you. Though she was the daughter of a wealthy Confederate veteran, leading cotton broker, and banker in the South, she spent her entire life working on liberal and progressive causes. The irony of that picture did not go unnoticed by Adolphine. In fact, it's what makes her story so compelling. She came home from college in 1902 and became an advocate for many social causes. She said, "It has been wonderful to live in a pioneer community where there were so many things that needed to be done and that one could do. everything needed every little effort that I could put into it. Adolphine and her husband, David D. Terry, attorney, World War I veteran, and U.S. Congressman, raised 5 children together. Their daughter Mary was born with a bone disease called osteogenesis imperfecta. This was the subject of Adolphine's first book called Courage. It was the first of her 3 published books and an unpublished biography. Where did she find the time? Her most concrete legacy is the Pike Fletcher Terry home at 411 East 7th Street here in Little Rock. She and her sister, Mary Fletcher Drennan, deeded the house to the city of Little Rock for the use of the Arkansas Art Center in 1964. It is our hope that the home will find a new mission and will continue to contribute to the cultural and educational life of our community. Adolphine has been called the conscience of Arkansas. She was chosen by Vassar as one of the 100 most distinguished graduates who had the intelligence to balance tradition and change and the generosity to give of oneself and one's understanding to make a better world in which to live. I think that's the perfect description of our grandmother, Adolphine. Thank you.
Now we will move on to our group category. This award goes to the University of Arkansas Women's Giving Circle. They are a group of alumni and friends who recognize that women have the power to make a tremendous impact as philanthropic leaders. This impact grows exponentially as their members combine their annual gifts to create a substantial pool of resources used to fund innovative grant projects from university faculty and staff.
The Women's Giving Circle is an amazing group of women that do some magical work on campus and throughout the state of Arkansas. The founding women that started this organization, Sandy Edwards is one, has set a foundation for us that has been remarkable. We have folks who come to us for grants, for research, grants to help women and children. We've done some literacy projects. We've done some musical history projects through the music school, engineering camps across the state of Arkansas. There's some health and wellness initiatives that we have helped fund. Self-defense classes are one that kind of come to mind. The food pantry on campus, we have also assisted that. We also provide a scholarship to a deserving student on campus. We combine our resources from women across the state, across the nation actually, and we're able to help a lot of people with our small dollars. It's enabling us to feel as though we're a part of something a lot bigger than ourselves. Sometimes we are considered like the initial funding source for a particular project, where maybe you have someone on campus who's wanting to do some research, they haven't gotten the funding, but they need somebody just to kick them off. I think we're around $1.7 million is what we have been able to give to different grant recipients over the years. We want it to be bigger than just Fayetteville. Some of the projects that we funded have been, in Central Arkansas. Dumas, we've funded some. Some of our engineering camps, they travel across the state. It's a large group of women. You can imagine, we all have different opinions. We all love different projects more than the person next to us for different varying reasons. And I remember thinking, there is no way we're all going to be able to come up with a solution that we're all happy with. Every single year, I'm amazed. We agree cumulatively on exactly how my small dollars went into a bigger pot. I get a vote on how that bigger pot is spent. But at the end of the day, we come up with the funding that we're going to be providing to whichever initiatives that we believe strongly in. I love nothing more than strong women supporting other strong women. I hope that, by us being inducted into the Women's Hall of Fame, that it encourages folks in the future to learn more about Women's Giving Circle, but also about other organizations across the state that are impacting the women in the state or the state of Arkansas going forward.
Accepting the award are the University of Arkansas's Chancellor Charles Robinson and Women's Giving Circle President Billy Vitetto.
Good evening, everyone. I was asked to do what is really hard for me to do, is to make my remarks in 1 minute. It's really hard because I'm the Chancellor of the University of Arkansas, and there are a lot of good things happening at the University of Arkansas. And so 1 minute doesn't allow me to talk about our record enrollment, 32,000 students. It doesn't afford me the opportunity to talk about our record Arkansas enrollment for the 3rd year in a row. I don't have time to talk about our Institute for Integrative and Innovative Research, our 144,000 square foot building. Dr. Renew Young, she's here tonight. I don't have time to talk about that. I don't have time to talk about our multi-user silicon carbide fabrication facility, the only one that will be in this country, built in this country. I don't have time to talk about it. But what I will say is that the University of Arkansas is so proud to be the beneficiary of the philanthropy of the Women's Giving Circle. Our faculty, staff, and students are really, really honored to be so well supported, and this organization is very deserving to be members of the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame. So on behalf of the University of Arkansas, we say thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor Robinson. He offered me the ability to speak before him. He's a hard act to follow. I should have taken him up on that. But thank you, Dr. Robinson. Thank you to everyone here. Congratulations to all of the other recipients tonight. What an honor it is to stand up here and be just a small part of tonight and honor these women that are to my right, the members of the Women's Giving Circle. We are being honored tonight not because of my efforts over the many years. It is because of each and every one of them that came before me and those that serve along beside me. So to our founding members, thank you so much for having a vision 20+ years ago to create an organization that is still amazing and wonderful and something that we're proud of. And to all of our former members and our current members who are here, thank you. Thank you for supporting us, being excited about tonight. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you so very much. And I said it in the video, and I mean it. There's nothing that I enjoy more than witnessing strong women supporting other strong women and getting the opportunity to be each other's cheerleaders. And that's really what we're doing tonight. We're celebrating each other, but it's also what drew me to the Women's Giving Circle several years ago, because there's nothing more powerful than bringing an amazing group of women into a room when we have a just cause. And our cause is to support various initiatives across the state of Arkansas. It's powerful, it's so fun, and it is something that we are so very proud of, so very proud of. As I stand here tonight, I think about where is the Women's Giving Circle going to go next? I am so excited about where we're going to go. It's going to be bigger and better than ever before. We're going to make an impact across the state of Arkansas. I want to be able to touch more lives than ever before. So I am going to put a little pitch here. If anyone would love some more information as to how you can become involved, please find any of us after this. We would love to tell you about it. I promise that you will not be disappointed if you become part of the Women's Giving Circle. And in closing, to the Women's Hall of Fame, thank you so much for this honor. We are honored, we are humbled, And I give you my word that we're going to work hard and we're going to make each and every one of you so very proud. Thank you so much.
And now on to our contemporary awards. Our first inductee is Sandra Sandy Kaiser Edwards. Her career exemplifies her deep commitment to improving quality of life through arts and education. Over 4 decades, her leadership has provided increased access to arts and culture offerings, as well as educational opportunities, with a significant focus on her adopted state of Arkansas.
Crystal Bridges is a significant part of the growth of Bentonville in Northwest Arkansas. There is no question. I grew up in essentially rural Virginia. I went to college in 1969. From there, I got very serious with a man named Clay Edwards. We decided to get married, and we became the management team of the Shreveport Symphony. We had a wonderful 5 years working together. And so Penn State came calling and asked if he would be interested in being the director of development for the College of Arts and Architecture at Penn State. We worked with Vice President for Advancement, Dave Gerhardt, for about 10 years, and then his next move was to be the head of advancement for the University of Arkansas. So he asked Clay and me if we would like to come to Arkansas. And we came here, of course, and knew Jane and Dave Gerhardt. No one else, but everyone we met, we loved. They had big ideas for how they might take the university to its next level, but it required a capital campaign. We brought together an incredible group of alumni. I would say the definitive resource for becoming very successful was the Walton family belief. They made a record-setting $300 million gift, and we just took off from there. And then Dave came over and he said, well, I've had a call from the Walton family, and they wonder if you might be interested in coming to work at the museum. And about 6 months later, I joined the museum. It was a brand new vision, and Alice Walton really emphasizing that access was going to be critically important, that we were building it here and it had to be used by the community. But it was a huge physical plant to create. We were envisioning what type of staff it would take. At the same time, we were securing the art. And then you add the Moshe Safdie building, which people come in and they are so in awe of it. And if we've done our job right, everybody has their unique experience. And we say art is transformational, and we saw it daily. But it was a huge project, and one that I still will always be grateful to have been a part. When I look back on my career especially, I think about the number of people who really believed in me, that at every step just assumed that I could do it. And through their belief in me, I did it. I am deeply honored that I have been asked to be a part of this amazing group of women.
Please welcome to the stage Sandy Edwards.
Thank you so much. Each of us in this room shares the quite remarkable gift of having someone who believed in us. This empowering effect of human connection is without question the essence of the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame. For me, it was my parents, to whom I dedicate this honor. They believed in my potential and encouraged my independence, the freedom to be, and in the process, to become me. I am a product of a generation of steadfast women who gave tirelessly for the betterment of community and also found purpose in being useful and believed especially in the potential of girls. It was my mother who recognized that I was well suited for Girl Scouts, which became an integral proving ground for learning collaboration, experiencing adventure, and discovering courage. I came of age in the 1960s and 70s, and I was fortunate to be mentored by exceptional women who helped guide career choices and expected my active involvement in social justice. Now, at this life stage, I am indebted to countless colleagues, friends, and community members who have been essential in the progress we've made together. Among those is Alice Walton. Alice, thank you for providing the extraordinary opportunity of a seat at the table as your remarkable vision emerged into the incomparable Crystal Bridges. From concept to opening and well into its first decade, it was an unparalleled experience. What a ride. And heartfelt thanks to my longtime valued Crystal Bridges partners and friends, Rod Bigelow and Jill Wager, for this generous nomination. I am inspired by your belief in the transformational power of art and dedication to this very special mission-driven work. I count myself extremely fortunate to have been a part of the museum's team who nurtures a place of belonging and demonstrates the adage that we are unstoppable when we work together. It was Dave Gerhardt's invitation to join the university advancement team that drew my late husband Clay and me to Arkansas, captivated our interest, and happily determined that Arkansas would become our home. I believe now, as I did 25 years ago, that the university is essential to the future of our state, and that an investment in students is an investment that pays big dividends. I cannot tell you how thrilled I am that the Women's Giving Circle is being honored, for it embodies the true meaning of philanthropy, working together with shared resources to achieve a greater good. Well done. Finally, that Clay Edwards' influence in my life has been recognized during this celebration means the world to me. He not only believed in me, but he believed in us and the power of two. There are so many people here I would like to recognize who I wholeheartedly believe in. If my life has touched yours in some way, please stand to demonstrate the empowering effect of a meaningful human connection. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we're ready to move on to our next inductee. It's Miss Kathy Hastings Owen. She is chairman of Eagle Bank and Trust Company, as well as chairman, president, and CEO of State Holding Company in Little Rock. This year, she will enter her 50th year in banking.
I always believed in volunteering and working in the community, and I did that from a very early age. When I was young, and I would walk the neighborhood with my mother collecting for various charities and organizations. I really had no intentions of going into banking. My father chartered a bank in Sherwood, and when I turned 16, he decided someone in the family needed to learn about banking. First day on the job, the then bank president told me not only did he not want me there, and he pointed to a large closet and told me my job was to shred the papers that were piled floor to ceiling. I could walk out, or I could respond with yes sir and get to work. And little did I know how that decision would change my future. I
went to the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville, and then went on and got my graduate banking degree from SMU. A month after I graduated from college, I received a phone call that the bank president had died suddenly, and I was asked to come run the bank. Well, imagine, here I am, 23 years of age. I didn't know any other females that were bank presidents, much less leaders in banking. I didn't fully have the skills or knowledge that I needed. I was concerned, very concerned, that not only would the community not accept a young female bank president, but also the regulators and the staff may not be willing to do so as well. So I took the title of Secretary-Treasurer. I was the only Arkansas banker with the title of Secretary-Treasurer. When I started at the bank, we were about $40 million in assets. Today, we're a little over $500 million. In 2018, I was named Chair of Arkansas Bankers Association. In its 132-year history, I am the only female to serve in that role. And in 2020, I was asked to serve on the board of the American Bankers Association, which is the largest banking trade association in the United States. I think one of the things that has really helped drive me is that people always underestimated me. They just assumed there was no way that I could have the knowledge to truly be successful. But rather than dwelling on those that doubted me, I really found a lot of strength in it. It's actually what propelled me to be determined to be successful. As a wife and mother, and now I can proudly say grandmother, it's a constant balancing act. But no doubt, although I had a career to focus on, my family and my children were the most important. I'm very fortunate that I have a really close family. Not only do we work hard together, we play hard together, and it will carry you a long way in life.
Please welcome to the stage Kathy Hastings Owen.
I don't know that there are words to adequately describe how truly honored and humbled I am to be recognized tonight by the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame. To know that my name and that I'm going to be recognized, or am now recognized, alongside such powerful and visionary women that have had the tenacity and the fortitude to be able to overcome whatever obstacles stood in their paths. And this recognition also comes with great responsibility for us to continue to lift up and empower the next generation, to create an environment where the strength and wisdom of women is flourished, and where we can create change that transcends boundaries and limitations that we've dealt with previously. I am extremely fortunate that I found a profession early in life that I fell in love with and found a passion for. I'm also very fortunate that my banking profession is one that not only allowed me to be involved in the community, it highly encourages it. So tonight is truly a highlight of the cumulative efforts of many individuals who have supported me and believed in me and been inspirational to me along the way. However, there are a few that I would like to recognize. I'm going to start with my Eagle Bank family, the Arkansas Bankers Association and the American Bankers Association, a number of bankers throughout the state who gave me an opportunity. They believed in me, and they gave me those opportunities to lead. I also want to recognize my family, who I wouldn't be here without. I'm going to start with my brothers, Lee and Stan Hastings, who are not only my business partners, they're my confidants and they're my best friends. Thank you. I want to thank my children, Stephen and Sarah, and our son-in-law, Drew. Thank you. You've been patient and you've been there through lots of trials and tribulations with me. Thank you. I also have to give a lot of credit to my parents. My mother couldn't be here this evening because of health reasons, but my 96-year-old father is here. And as you heard, Mom taught me about community involvement and serving the community, but Dad was who exposed me to business right along with my brothers from an early age, and he never discriminated or made a difference in me being a girl versus my brothers. He taught me how to think and how to make decisions, and I'll forever be grateful to you, Dad, for being there all the way through. Thank you. I love you. I also want to recognize my incredibly wonderful husband of 40 years, Steve. There could not be a more wonderful and supportive husband as I have been blessed to have. Honey, I love you and I appreciate everything you do. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, thank you to the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame. As I said, I am truly honored. Thank you.
Let's give all of our historical, group, and contemporary inductees another round of applause. Before we head into our final contemporary award presentations for the night, we have a special treat for you. Please help me welcome the talented Lashina Gordon to the stage for a special performance.
Tonight, I'm inspired by tonight's honorees, and of course, a singer that I have a little bit in common with. Her first name is my mother's name, Mary, and she's an Aquarian because she's born in February 10th, I'm February 18th. And she's also related to one of my favorite singers, Miss Whitney Houston. Be a rainbow in someone else's cloud, Maya Angelou. And that's exactly what Miss Price did by becoming one of the first African Americans to grace the stage of the New York Metropolitan Opera. If it was not for this piece of African American history, I wouldn't have known that the color of my voice and the color of my skin belongs in this beautiful genre. Tonight, I'm going to sing one of the many arias that Miss Price is famous for singing, Signore Ascolta. This song is where Lou, the slave girl, is begging her master to please not allow his son to go and play in these riddles that the queen has given to the crowd. If they win, if he knows the name, then they get a chance to go up in class and get the money. But if they lose, then they're beheaded. Talk about a woman with all the power in her hand, right? So congratulations to all of the recipients this evening. I hope you will continue to be a rainbow in the clouds of the many people who have the gift of being affected by you, your presence, and your work. Please enjoy Signore Ascolta by Giacomo Puccini.
Signore, ascolta, Signore, ascolta, io non reggi più
Let's give Lashina another round of applause. That was amazing. Thank you. Now please help me welcome to the stage our future leaders here tonight, our girls of distinction. Ladies, if you will, please give them your name and your school. We would love to hear about you.
I am Eliza Jane Knoll, and I attend Mount St. Mary Academy.
Hello, my name is Ann Zahn, and I attend Central High.
Hi, my name is Journey Beasley, and I attend North Rock Center of Excellence.
Hello, my name is Candy Scape, and I attend ECM High School.
Hello, my name is Kalinda Loomis, and I attend Wilbur D. Mills University Studies High.
Wonderful. Let's give these young ladies another round of applause. They've done a great job tonight escorting our inductees. Now on to the second half of our program. Next, we have our contemporary inductee, Pat Steele Qualls. Pat has served the community for over 60 years as an arts leader and advocate, as well as serving as an Arkansas Public Service Commissioner for 14 years and the mayor of Lake City for 4 years. Pat is well known for her musical achievements, including learning the harp at age 45.
I grew up on a farm in Monette, Arkansas, in northeast Arkansas. When I was 12 years old, my grandfather gave me a piano. I loved to play and perform, and I thought, I think I'll major in music. After I received my Bachelor of Music degree, I applied for a job at my alma mater in Monette. They were going to hire the first ever music teacher, and I was there for 16 years. I felt I had to outdo myself every year. A lot of outside school rehearsals, a lot of weekend things, so I thought, boy, I need to slow down. I resigned and opened a private studio, and for a short time, I had maybe 40 or 50 students. I had a lot of time on my hands. The mayor of Lake City passed away, and the city council decided to call for a special election, and I thought, you know, that's something I would like to do, and I threw my hat in the ring, not knowing anything about politics. They called me and they said, congratulations, you've been elected the mayor of Lake City, the first female municipal elected official in Craighead County. And I said, oh my gosh, what have you done? I don't know how to be a mayor, but I found my way. Just jump in and you start learning and doing. Starting out, I knew that I did not have a traditional background, but I was determined. There was flooding going on, being on the banks of the St. Francis River. I was successful in getting the Corps of Engineers to do $250,000 worth of drainage work. Governor Clinton, he did appoint me to the Arkansas Public Service Commission. And in 1991, I was elected president of the National Association of Regulatory Utility Commissioners. My job as president was to put together a conference to bring people into Little Rock. After I moved to Little Rock, I had had about a 15-year dream of playing the harp. I think I thought if I can learn to play the harp, a complicated instrument with 1,000 moving parts, that it was not impossible for me to try to excel in other areas. And in 2009, I approached my music club about having a concert with special needs musicians, all types of disabilities, physical and mental. It grew into a huge, huge program. That gave them a platform to show, with a disability, their capabilities, and I encouraged them to excel above and beyond what they thought they were capable of doing. The community loved it, and it was just a great event that we look forward to each year. All through my life, I've learned when an idea gets in your head, you need to act on it. And that's what I did most of the time. It was not for recognition or to be remembered. It was just that something was tugging at me and said, you need to do this. And I've been blessed to have had the opportunity to do so many things involving music and leaving a lasting effect on those who've been involved in it.
Please welcome Pat Qualls.
Good evening. To say that I'm humbled and honored to be standing here would be a huge understatement. For this, I thank Dr. Tina Gray Teague and Rusty Mathis for nominating me, and the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame for making tonight a reality. For the past 60 years, I've had many wonderful and exciting opportunities, both work-related and volunteer-wise. To everyone who joined me in those adventures and those standing on the sidelines supporting and encouraging me on, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am truly blessed. Thank you.
Our next inductee this evening is Nan Snow. Over her decades of public service, she has helped raise women's status in ways that improve their economic opportunities and overall well-being. It is fitting we honor her tonight as she was the inaugural chair of the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame.
I certainly had personal experiences as a woman of discrimination, and I experienced it myself. And so I just pledged to myself that I would devote a lot of my time in my life to helping other women overcome those obstacles that I had. I went to undergraduate school at the University of Central Arkansas, which was Arkansas State Teachers College then. Later years, I went to SMU and got 2 master's degrees, and then I married and moved to Little Rock. And that's when I was turned down by the Little Rock papers because I was female. When you know you're qualified, you know, and you have the qualifications on paper and you present them, and they still will not take you, it is extremely hurtful. I went upstairs on the 3rd floor over the Gazette to an advertising agency. I took my news releases down to the journalism room in the Gazette for publication, and I did that for 2 years, and they finally realized I could write. And so they called me down, the editor did, and offered me the job they had refused me in, and I declined. SMU started a women's archives, and because I had been a graduate student there, they were familiar with the work I had done, and so I was appointed to the Women's Archives Committee. I appreciated both Hillary and Bill Clinton's support of women and their progress. That was one thing that I stressed with people that I talked to as we traveled to different states and promoted his candidacy was their support for women. One of my jobs in my federal job description was to be the federal women's coordinator and to work to get women in higher level positions in the federal government. I think that we did a great deal in terms of public knowledge about women's status. I was a member of the Arkansas Women's History Institute, which was formed to recognize the talents of Arkansas women. Terry Hartwig, the mayor of North Little Rock, he put together a group, the first Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame committee, and he asked me to serve on the committee, and I was elected to serve as the first board chair. I knew so many women who deserved to be in it that I thought my only role was to help get it created. It was just a dream come true to see that established. We have to tell the stories of what women have contributed to the progress of this state.
Please welcome Nan Snow.
Good evening, and thank you for being here. As I said in the film tonight, I had the idea for an Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame some years ago, and there wasn't one. I didn't succeed in getting one. But I want to say a special thanks tonight to North Little Rock Mayor Sherry Hartwig. Because Terry took that idea, and immediately we had an Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame. And I thank him for that, and I thank all of you for being here tonight. I think we've filled this place completely, and it tells us, I think, how we do want to recognize now what women are doing and to have them honored tonight. And I'm just thrilled to be with the honorees who were selected tonight, and I congratulate you also. I appreciate the table that came to sit with me and the table next to me from my beloved alma mater, UCA. Thank you for coming. Maybe they won't mind me telling you that when I went to school, it was Arkansas State Teachers College, and our motto at the time was, we never win a game, but we never lose a dance. Today, luckily, it is known for its academic achievements. Its master's degrees and the success that it is showing under Dr. Houston Davis. And thank you all for coming to be with me tonight. And thank you all for endorsing the concept of an Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame.
Our final inductee this evening is Judge Joyce Williams Warren. She is most often credited with her dedicated and tireless work as a juvenile judge who formed, joined, and led collaborative efforts both on and off the bench to improve the lives of Arkansas's children and families. Although she has blazed many trails, most of those accomplishments were made without her knowledge that she would be a first.
I grew up in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I come from a long line of smart and brilliant women who gave me my morals, my values, what I could do and what I couldn't do, how far I could go, even when I didn't have the gumption. Growing up, I knew the importance of family and children because I saw my mother and my grandmother and my two maternal aunts cater to the whole child and family. I went to Westside Junior High School, one of the first 10 black kids to integrate Westside. I was a shy child. It's hard to go to school with people who don't want you there, but it did make me a stronger person, and it made me realize I'm just as good as anybody else. So when I was in law school, nothing in law school made me think about ever wanting to go into the juvenile justice area, juvenile justice and child welfare. That is looked upon as probably the bottom of the barrel. For a lot of judges and a lot of states, it's an assignment. So you do your time in juvie and then you get to go to the big court, the real court. And I tell people there is no court more important than one that deals with children and families. That is the foundation of society. And so when I graduated, I had no idea what I was going to do. And so I applied for a job with Justice Hickman, and he hired me. Got a job at Central Arkansas Legal Services, represented parents in dependence and neglect, did consumer law, housing, that kind of thing. I had no idea I would become the first black female judge in Arkansas. I served as the Pulaski County juvenile judge from January of '83 to about January of '87. That's when Clinton appointed me to the Juvenile Justice Commission, which was tasked with trying to figure out a way to make a new juvenile court system that would be constitutionally sound. Who wants to see a kid from 3 years old to 17 or 18-year-old in foster care when they couldn't get adopted or find a permanent home? That's heartbreaking. This was our job, to help children and families who are in trouble. And it's important to have judges of different backgrounds, different experiences, different colors, different sexes, just a variety of diversity, so you can bring that perspective to what happened. Strong women just have been really helpful to me. I was terrified of taking the bar exam. I'm crying the whole time. I just can't do it. This is too hard. You gotta have somebody who can give you that confidence if you don't have it. And I never thought about it, you know, I'm the first black person to do this. I'm the first black female to do this. Opportunity came, I was blessed to have it, and I just did the best I could. And that's why I try to pass it along to other people, telling young men and young women, yes, you can do it. Keep going. You can be whatever you want to be.
Please welcome to the stage Judge Joyce Williams-Warren.
Boy, these lights are bright. Thank you very much, Journey, for escorting me to the stage. I thank God for his incredible blessings and for allowing me to be right here at this very moment. I thank Susan Kemp for nominating me. I thank the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame Selections Committee and Board of Directors for choosing me to receive this very distinct and high honor. I firmly believe that God puts people in your life for a reason. I thank him for allowing me to have a wonderful, supportive husband of over 51 years. He has been my biggest cheerleader and has navigated my professional career even when I lacked the confidence and direction. I am thankful for my children and grandchildren, my friends, and persons I have adopted as my family. As human beings, we cannot navigate this life alone. We all need help in some way at some points in our life. We need to show more love, kindness, decency, and respect to others, especially those who don't look like us, who don't live where we live, who don't talk like us, don't think like us, and don't smell like us. I accept this award with humility and gratitude, knowing this honor is not mine alone, because I did not do all the work alone to receive this award. I want to congratulate the fellow inductees. They are awesome. I want to end my remarks by giving you a few tidbits from one of my very favorite books, All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten, by Robert Fulghum. Share everything. Play fair. Don't hit people. Clean up your own mess. Don't take things that aren't yours. Say sorry when you hurt somebody. Live a balanced life. Learn some and think some and draw and paint and sing and dance and play and work every day some. When you go out into the world, watch out for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. Thank you so much.
As she exits, let's give one more round of applause for all of these amazing inductees tonight. We hope that you have enjoyed this inspired evening and share our passion for preserving the stories and legacy of Arkansas's most influential women leaders for future generations. Our only source of revenue for the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame is through the production of this event. If you feel as we do that our work is important, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame to sustain our efforts in 2023. As a reminder, you can find the donation code in your program. Also, I'd like to encourage you to go online and nominate a deserving woman as an inductee for our 2024 Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame class. A big thank you to our sponsors, especially our presenting sponsor, Centennial Bank. Congratulations again to this year's inductees, and thanks to all of you for attending tonight. We appreciate you all for this wonderful event, and have a great evening and safe travels home. See you next year.